Good evening, Otherworldlies. This is Juliana Angel, your Darkmaskdiva. Alright, so I was on Reddit the other day, and this guy was kind of complaining. He said he matched on Hinge. You guys been on Hinge before? Well, I've been in a relationship for the past 4 years, so I haven't been on Hinge. I don't know how it goes on there or anything like that, so if you guys want to comment down below if you've been on Hinge, how it goes on there or whatever, because I'm not familiar with that site. But anyway, this guy said that he matched on Hinge with this young lady, and he said that they went out on a few dates. They got together a few times, and he said he's getting kind of like this weird vibe, like he feels like he doesn't know if he's getting anywhere with this girl he took out a few times. And he said, you know, he went out with her a few times, and she texts him, and she's like, so any plans for the weekend, and that kind of thing. And he goes, he took her out a few times, and, you know, there's just hugs goodnight and no kisses, and, you know, there's no passion, and she never says, do you want to come inside, or, you know, anything like that, you know, for drinks, or, you know, anything like that. So I'm just kind of like, okay, well, what are your dates like? Like, what's going on? And, you know, and he describes them as coffee dates, walks in the park, drinks. I'm like, and then one time they went on a hike. Bruh, that's your problem. Okay, you're taking her on kind of like frenzy kind of dates. You're not really taking her on like romantic dates. Okay, here's the thing, okay? She's not really sure what you're looking for, because you're not taking her on like serious dates. This is why you guys, you guys know I'm talking about the coffee dates and stuff, right? This is why I'm telling you guys to stop doing that. And I'm not, telling you that, because I'm all about being a gold digger and all that kind of stuff, okay? Like, I'm not so girls can get their hands in your pockets and all this kind of stuff. I'm not saying I'm not a gold digger, but I'm just saying this is why you guys need to stop doing this stuff, because girls aren't taking you seriously. They think this is a friend situation, okay? You guys need to assert yourselves as real suitors, okay? You guys are confusing these girls. They don't know if you just want to be friends or if you're seriously trying to be a boyfriend. They're confused, okay? Because if you're going on hikes and you're going on walks in the park and stuff like that, they don't know if you want to be friends or you're really just trying to seal the deal. Okay, so I'm just like gonna come out and say it. If you take them to a restaurant, a movie, a play, a concert, something like that, they're gonna know it's a date. But if you take them to like coffee, cocktails, a hike, a fast food place, something like that, they think it's just friends. And I'm going to keep it real. When I was younger, I would have like a guy friend be like, hey, I'm bored, are you hungry, do you want to go get a burger? And I'd be like, sure, bruh, like, and they would take me to get something to eat, and then we'd come back to my house and we'd like BS with my parents, and we would just sit around and laugh and stuff like that. And I talked to them years later, and they'd refer to, remember when you and I were dating? And I'm like, we were dating? You mean when we were hanging out, right? They were referring to it as when you and I were dating. You mean like in the middle of the day when I was doing some yard work and you picked me up and we went and got a burger? You thought we were dating? Are you serious? And then we hung out and talked to my parents? We were dating? Are you serious? Like, what are you talking about? See, the thing is, that was like a friend-zone-y thing. They were acting like a friend. They weren't like picking me up and letting me dress up and taking me somewhere nice. That would have been an actual date. Right? And open the door for me and, said romantic things like, "You're looking pretty tonight," or "This is Juliana, the girl I told you about," and that kind of thing. No, and these so-called dates that we went on, we would go pick up some of their friends and we'd all hang out and listen to music. And then, some of their friends would talk to me about their problems. And I'd be like, "Really? Tell me about that." And I would listen sympathetically because I thought we were a bunch of like bros hanging out and talking about stuff. That was a date. Like, I had a friend who told me he was gay. And he would pick me up and we'd go hang out. And later on he told me that we were dating. And I'm like, "You told me you were gay." And I mean, it's not like he ever tried to kiss me or anything. And it's just like, and he told me he was gay. So, I'm a girl, it's just like we were not dating, dude. You told me you were gay, you like guys and I like guys, it's like, we were dating? No, we were not dating. And we would go, we would go get fast food. That you take a girl to a fast food restaurant, that's not a date. And you tell someone you're gay. And you take a girl out. I'm not a boy. It's just like what, that is not a date, So it's like, so when the girl hits you up and says, "Any plans for the weekend?" and makes conversations like that, and you guys go for a hike, and she's not getting to dress up pretty. You're not taking her to meet your friends and saying, "This is the girl I'm seeing," and treating her, in a romantic way. That's why she's talking to you in a friend-zoney kind of way. She thinks that you guys are just hanging out as friends. So you have to kind of act date-ish. Okay, so you're just treating her like your female friend. All right, so this guy said to me, "I don't want to date her, 10 times and we still don't go to bed together." Well, you're kind of friend-zoning her. And I'm sorry, you're going to have to spend some real money. You can't go Dutch. Okay? If you guys are both paying for your own food, I'm sorry, you have to pay for her food and you have to take her somewhere nice. You have to say, "Get dressed up really nice and I'm going to take you to a classical concert." So dress up really, really nice, okay? "I'm going to take you to a play. All right? I'm going to take you to this nice restaurant. When you pick her up, say, 'You look beautiful.' All right? And when you see her, say, 'I've been thinking about you all week.' And when you take her somewhere, say, 'You're the most beautiful girl in the room.' All right? That's romantic stuff. All right? Don't just be like, when you're hiking up the mountain, just be like, 'Come on, make sure you can keep up.' I mean, that kind of stuff. Hikes are not romantic. Okay? Hikes are something like when I'm hiking and stuff like that, I just like to do that with platonic friends. And let's face it, I don't do a whole lot of that these days anyway. You know what I mean? Like, when I'm hiking around and stuff like that, I just like to do that with other female friends. I don't like to hike and get all, like, exerted around guys. I don't like them to see me like that. That's kind of, like, embarrassing. You know what I mean? Like, when I'm walking around with Zen, it's kind of embarrassing because I'm like, "Zen, I really need you to be like, help me get up this hill. Can you like hold my hand and help pull me up this hill, please? Because this is kind of like, you're in way better shape than me." And so he has to kind of help me up the hill. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I'm out of shape. So it's kind of like, why would I want to go hiking, on a date? That's kind of like, ew. You know what I mean? That's not romantic. That's kind of like, Zen has to be really, I don't know, like, I don't think that's romantic. He has to help me when we're, there's a lot of like terrain around here outside the front of our house because there's like a steep drop like on the sidewalk. He has to help me like off that steep drop when we get picked up. like on our lift ride and stuff like that. I'm like, please help me off this curb. It's a steep drop. I mean, why would I want to go hiking if I was single and on a date? I mean, that's like, ew. I would have to put on hiking boots and jeans and stuff like that. One time this guy tried to take me on a date hiking, and I just kind of laughed, and I go, I don't really own a pair of jeans. I don't have clothes like that. And I go, like, are you actually suggesting that as a date? I go, dates are like in nice restaurants and stuff. I go, you're joking, right? And I was kind of letting him know that was unacceptable. And I think he was used to dating a different type of woman. And I was just kind of letting him know that wasn't okay. And it was funny because he was like an older man, like a middle-aged man, so I was just kind of letting him know that, I think he'd been out of the game for a while, and I think he didn't know that was unacceptable. But this guy I was talking to was like a younger guy, and I was just hopefully I was kind of giving him some direction and letting him know you really need to just, take the girl on like a real date and kind of treat her like she's feminine and pretty and say romantic stuff, because you're never gonna get anywhere with her otherwise. She's kind of just like confused, like you're really just kind of friend zoning her, and like, if you're a woman and you have a guy taking you on dusty dates where he thinks a date is a walk in the park, it's not like you're being materialistic and shallow. He's confusing you. That's not actually romantic. Okay, he's not applying himself. A walk in the park really isn't romantic. Riding bikes is not really romantic. You're just getting exercise. I mean, you really should be doing that by yourself. Okay? If you want to do that as a couple, that's fine, but you really shouldn't be doing that on a date. You know what I mean? You really, he should be hiring a car or something. I mean, he's really kind of putting you to task. That's not very gentlemanly of him. So that's, anyway, if I keep overstating it, I mean, I think I've said that enough. I think, if you're a guy and you're not getting anywhere with a woman, that's probably why. You're not being enough of a gentleman. You're not treating her like enough of a lady, and you're putting her to task, and you're just kind of, another guy's going to come along and do a bunch of romantic stuff, and she's going to be like, oh, we're on a date. And she's basically going to be like, not hitting him up going, oh, any plans this weekend? And getting confused, okay? Because honestly, those guys that took me on those whatever they thought were dates, I thought we were just buds. I thought we were just friends, and like, I guess those guys like didn't have the kind of parents to kind of like tell them how to properly like court a girl. You know what I mean? Because like, when I was dating my first husband, he took me out, on dates. And then he took me home to meet his parents. He was like, Mom, Dad, this is Juliana, the girl I told you about. So it was kind of like, that kind of thing, like, this is the one kind of thing. So that was really more like, telling me that, he was serious about me. And, when I get introduced, this is the woman I'm seeing, this is my girlfriend, this is so-and-so, and I would just be introduced to somebody, and I'd be like, oh, hi, I'm so-and-so's friend, and he wouldn't correct me and say girlfriend. I would just say, I'm so-and-so's friend, hi, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he wouldn't correct me and go, we're going out or anything. He'd just like, oh yeah, that's my friend, like, no, and later he's like, we were dating. And I'm like, we were dating? Like, what? So, yeah, you have to make sure make sure you guys are on the same page. So, do something really romantic, okay? And, no nature hikes, no walks in the park, no bicycles. Okay, no coffee, no cocktails. All right, no group dates, no hanging out with like extra people, nothing like that, okay? Or else she just thinks you're buds. And she's going to ask you stupid questions, okay? So you're going to have to really, you're going to have to think like a pimp, like a player, like a grown-up, all right? You're going to have to open your wallet. You're going to have to, you know, you're going to have to actually apply yourself. You're going to have to make some plans. And you're going to have to say romantic stuff, okay? Okay. This is Juliana Angel, your Dark Mask Diva. I love you all. And you guys have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.